Hi, Quirin. Very nice to meet you. You're from Network Tables, and we're going to talk about the power of networking in meetings and people events, and some of the innovations and some of the trends that are going on. So how do we ensure that people get high quality networking opportunities at events?
Good question. So, the discussion yesterday was about two things. One is how can you reach the right people at an event as a visitor, but also for event organizer. And as event organizer, you should really know why people are actually going to your event. Is it about promoting their company for brand awareness, or do they really want to do business and have relevant connection? And I think the relevant connection is why I would go for, to a trade show, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that I'm going to get a right return of investment.
Yeah. So the relevant connections, as you say, can be managed by the event organizer, but then there's an awful lot of sort of random or chance meetings that people have, which is where networking really appears to be much more random or fateful. So what do you say to people who say, well, actually, networking is simple fate, and I just happen to be at the right place at the right time? What can organizers do to kind of make sure that fate is managed?
Yes, well, you have the one-on-one hosted by your selling tools to facilitate those meetings that we had at this show.
Yeah.
But you also have for the random contacts or leads that are passing by your stand who you maybe missed or didn't miss. They have the touch point to understand that you can work with Poken, for example, or Click.
Yeah. Okay. So some of the technologies, what are you seeing in terms of the technologies and how they're managing and getting better at managing good quality interaction and networking?
I think the most important thing of the technology is that you're integrating all the different technologies with each other. So you have something for pre-event, during the event, and maybe even after the event to keep your audience engaged.
Okay.
And I believe if you have a smooth integration where the audience or your visitors do not feel that they have to switch different technologies all the time, you have the best results.
Okay, so simple, consistent technologies. And I'm interested in this concept of getting people into the event way before the event, so virtually. What sort of things are you seeing there? What's possible? Because many people say, well, we send people loads of stuff, but they don't interact until they actually arrive at 9:30 on the day of the event.
Right. So how I prepare myself, for example, for an event like this, I will scan the guest list, but I will use a tool to track emails.
Yeah.
And if it's possible to register for events, for session at a conference show or an exhibition, I would love to see and hear who is there in advance, so I'll be able to connect with them before the actual show starts.
Okay. So how do you get people to actually do that? Rather than book an event. I mean, I know many people, perhaps in public service, who have to now justify with a distinct return on investment plan of why they need to go to the event. So could some of that behavior and technology help with that?
Yes, definitely. There are so many technologies that can help you set up meetings before the actual event, and you can prove to your manager, maybe you have to...
That you're making these connections.
That you're able to make these connections, even guaranteed connections, before the actual event. So I'm sure you will be able to convince your boss to go, and that it would make sense.
Excellent. So finally, what one thing would you encourage people to do in order to get the best possible networking opportunity at an event?
Definitely prepare before you start, before you go.
Okay. So use the event technology, find out what's happening, look at the suppliers list, look at the visitors list, and so on.
Exactly. I would not start one day, but at least 1 month before you're actually going to the show, with preparing who you can meet.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Quirin. This has been a really good conversation, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.